Charlie Sierra Alpha, Whiskey 7 Charlie Sierra Alpha. Yeah, I was just, I talked to you before, and you got me set up. I was just stopping by to say hello.
Roger there. What's the name?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, name's Robert. Sorry about that. Yeah, name's Robert. And I'm, sorry about that. Yeah, name's Robert, and I'm in North Carolina.
Robert in North Carolina, and I've got my Rochester SDR up and running, and you're sounding beautiful there. What radio are you running?
Up and running, and you're sounding beautiful there. What radio are you running?
Yeah, I got a Yaesu 3000 with a HAL PR781.
Roger that. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup and verifying it, to be sure that you're operating in the wide mode, 100 to 2900 on your transmit bandpass, Roger.
100 to 2900 on your transmit bandpass, Roger.
Oh, I'm actually operating from 100 to 4000.
All right. Well, I would suggest pulling that back. I mean, it's my personal thing, but we want our folks running in 100 to 2900. You can go to 4, but the problem is you have people coming looking for you with pitchforks.
4, but the problem is you have people coming looking for you with pitchforks.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, you helped me out a couple of years ago, and I was just off work today and was actually looking for 13 colony stations to come across it, and I just thought I'd say hello. And but yeah, I don't want to hold you because there's people out there probably need some help. But yeah, I just thought I'd say hello, Jim. So, sounds like you're doing great up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. But yeah, good talking to you again.
Roger, Robert, 73, sir. And, you know, the thing is, with 2900 upper end bandpass, you can achieve still a great sound by, you know, a little more EQ top end there. And then you, by being in the 2900, as you, let's see how to put this, as you force the top end of the audio spectrum in a pre-emphasis mode, shall we say, your limiter is trying to pull that down. So what happens is it acts like a high-frequency compressor that you get fuller top end, but you're still at 2900. So you know, I would suggest trying that, staying at 100 to 2900. 100 to 2900 and boosting your treble EQ. Roger.
2900 and boosting your treble EQ. Roger.
All right, Roger that. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. I did drop to 1 to 2900. I know I have my treble EQ boosted pretty high already, but did that make any difference?
Sounds beautiful to me. I'm listening on the Rochester SDR. Let me see if I've got you on my local antenna. Why don't you give me a 10 and tell me about the thing you like best about your radio, and I'll look around. I'm going to go to my local antennas, Roger.
I like best about your radio, and I'll look around. I'm going to go to my local antennas, Roger.
All right, Roger. You out, and I'm able to hook up a external SDR, and so I can monitor whatever band I'm on. And at the, it's almost it gives me 2 receivers really. So if you hook it to the, I think it's called the, what is that, IFL or something like that, it'll track with the radio, but on receive out it doesn't track with the radio using 2 separate receivers. So that helps a lot when you're looking for DX. But yeah, I probably yacked enough. All right, back to you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Now, I have a really good copy on my local antenna. My local receiver is good flat down to 100 cycles. And I'm looking at your audio on a spectrum analyzer, and it really looks good. A lot of top in there. And let me just tell you about my spectrum analyzer. It's got 3 white marks on it. The furthest mark to the left is denotes 100 cycles. furthest white mark to the left is 100 cycles. And then on the right-hand side, the first mark coming out from the right-hand side is 1 kc. Then there's a black space, which is 2 kc. And then the next white mark is 4 kc. So you can see on my spectrum analyzer exactly what your audio curve is. And we'll have this posted up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV followed by the word logbook, that will be take you right to this. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 2200 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I would like to see that that spectrum scope readout. That would be yeah, that would be pretty neat. But yeah, I'll leave it sitting there from 1 to 2900 for now. But yeah, I have been running. There's a wide band on this, and I believe that goes from 0 to 4. Yeah, it is pretty wide, but yeah, I have had some people complain about that 4K wide a couple times.
Roger, I don't know exactly how many KC additional to 3 that would create, but certainly 4, maybe 5 KC wide, which most people anticipate being 3 KC wide. Roger?
Oh yeah, roger that. But then, you know, I guess a lot of people's radios can't even hear that anyway.
Well, what happens is that they don't hear it as audio. They hear it as blurbs, as chunks of ch-ch-ch-ch, like that. Roger?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, you know, that's the only thing about that. I think it's the challenge of it all. That's the way I look at it, staying in the 100 to 2900 and trying to get that sound that's really, really nice within the restrictions of 100 to 2900, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Well, all right, Jim. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. I'm actually doing some work around the house. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. I'm actually doing some work around the house for work, but hey, it was good talking. Yeah, I'll check that video out. Sure, check that video out tomorrow. I want to see that scope now and analyze.
Yes, sir, Robert. And also, I have a input source indicator, which is a chevron to the right-hand side of the screen, lower right-hand side, and it's got all my SDRs on my local receiver. And so I was just moving around there, and you can hear your signal in different parts of the country, like I went from New York to PA to Georgia to Virginia, and so you can hear exactly how you were sounding in those states. Roger?
You can hear exactly how you were sounding in those states. Roger?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done that before. I've got some of those saved, but yeah, that is. I've done that before. It's neat to see where your signal's going. And I know when I first got the
frequencies in use. Frequencies in use.
At the parametric EQ, trying to get the sound balance out correctly, I was using those to see what I actually sounded like.
Roger, Robert. Yes. Well, you know, then today marks the first day that my internet SDR receivers are coming back on fiber optics. For the past, well, since, you know, for years, I've been using regular Spectrum cable returns, and recently Spectrum has been browning me out. Like I say, I'm running these 4 SDRs, and so what would happen is they'd all 4 start locking up, and it hadn't been doing that before. And so I looked at my, you know, my bandpass amount of bits per second, and they were really, really low. So yes, last week I said that was the last time I was getting browned out. So I have now fiber optics, and I'm running about 300 bits per second now. Roger?
And I'm running about 300 bits per second now. Roger?
Yeah, I still got the Spectrum myself. They got the fiber optics a few blocks over, and it'll be probably a few months or a year or so before they get it over here on my street. I'm going to switch it soon. But I heard another station coming in there. Go ahead and pick him up, Jim, and it was good talking to you. And yeah, I've had my trouble with internet providers, that's for sure. But all right, 77CSA, I'm going to back out with that other station. Go ahead, sir.
Roger, Robert, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, and we'll be recording now live till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.